Okay, guitar 101 then. Let's have a look at this. So this is a guitar, and this is 101, I suppose. So headstock, you can see here I've just restrung this guitar, and there's a couple of wires that I've got to just cut off there to tidy up a little bit. So your headstock, you've got your tuning pegs. So these are the things you turn to tune it. You've got your strings, and different guitars have got different strings. This one's got nylon strings. Even the top ones here, they look a little bit metallic, they're still nylon. And this is a classical guitar. And then you've got a bridge up the top here. Several different ways to kind of tie off the strings at the end of the bridge. Some have got metal balls, which make it quite easy, or some you've just got to kind of knot at the end, or do a little fancy little thing there to tie it off. And you've got your bridge section. When you look at the bridge down there, you can see that it's at an angle, because what you want is some of these strings to be further away from the fretboard than others. So usually the thicker strings at the top, because the actual resonance of the string, when you pluck it, you can actually see that string moving. You don't want it buzzing against the fretboard, because if you get fret buzz, trying to make it buzz, you don't want it to sound like that. You want it to sound nice and clean. So what people do then is when they service a guitar, they'd fiddle about with the action. You can tell a good guitar, just their interest as well, when you look down the neck, and if the frets are kind of parallel. Okay, so if you're buying a guitar, look to make sure that the frets are kind of parallel. So, okay, so the strings on the guitar, E, B, G, D, A, Now, because I've just restrung this guitar, and I've been moving the strings on it, and it's good to kind of give a bit of a jig every so often, because they stretch and they kind of lose their resonance, I suppose, and their actual tune. So what we're going to do is retune it quite regularly. There's a few ways to do that. Lots of different apps on your mobile phones. This one's called Ultimate Guitar. Now, there's a couple of ways to do it. Now, one way is to actually use what's called a chromatic tuner, okay, which actually will look for the string and give you the actual frequency of that note. So say if I'm tuning the top E, okay, and I put my microphone near that, you can see it's slightly off tune. So what I do, I wonder if I can do this actually, this may or may not work, you may not be able to see me do this. I'm tuning the guitar to get that little lever right in the middle. There we go. Okay. A. That's quite off. So just tune A. Turn it up. You can see that needle going up. There we go. A, spot on. Now, the other way you can do it is you can actually play the notes. You can get a YouTube clip and actually play those notes and do by ear. So if we were to, for example, just take this D down a bit, just turn it down, just turning the pegs down, turning one of the tuning pegs. So this is really off. Okay, so I'm turning that down. Okay, so this D is really off. Now, what I could do, I can actually, in some of these apps or on YouTube, find the actual D, play it. So that's what it should sound like, okay? So I'm going to press that. And a little tip for you is to also tune down, first of all. So take it down, tune it down so it's flat, okay? And then listen to the note. Okay, so let me press that note here, turn the volume up a little bit. And you tune up to it. You try and make it sound the same. Pretty good. Okay, and you can do that for all the strings. So they should sound the same. E, B, and you can tune it up. Now another little tip is to make sure you tune in up, so you're tightening it. You're not slackening it, okay? So try to tighten up, so try to tune it up rather than tune it down. And what I mean by that is you're tightening it. So on an acoustic here, you're tuning this tuning peg to make the pitch higher. So you're tuning it, okay? To make the pitch higher. Now the other way you can actually tune it is actually, if I get my top E correct, that one, okay, then I know that the next string is A. So if I play the A note on that string, okay, then I know that that next string down should sound the same. So we play those two together. So you can do, you see some people tune in it into itself, the guitar. So you go, if I'm going to tune that, you'd get your E, and then you just tune it to yourself. So that string should be this, these top two should be the same. Next ones. Slightly off there. And you go down to the 4th fret for this one. So there's definitely still something wrong there. So I'm actually going to put, I think it's that D again. So something definitely going wrong here. So let's go and look at this chromatic tuner again, and let's see what we got. E should be okay, pretty much. A, a little bit flat. D. I'll see D is pretty flat there. Okay, just tune that one up. So it's a little bit of an art to tune in the guitar, but once you've got it tuned and it's in tune, then you're good to go. Okay, and then just to remind you, if you're looking at chord shapes online, then what they will do is they'll transpose what the neck looks like and where you put your fingers. Okay, so if I was going to do a G chord, you could see dots on the respective frets. So these lines here are called frets, and if I was going to put my first finger on the 3rd fret on the E string, that would be there. Okay. So the first thing to do is, once you've got your guitar, just get used to it. Just get used to holding it. Some people sit it in between their legs like that. That's how some of the classical players play. So you could sit with it in between your legs like that. I kind of just sit with it comfortably on my right leg. And I'm using a plectrum. Okay, one I made myself with a credit card. You can get things to make these, or you can buy them yourselves, and they come in different flexibilities. Okay, so if you're playing an acoustic guitar, you might want something that's quite flexible, and then if you've got electric guitar, sometimes you prefer a heavier sound. You have something that's a bit more got a bit more meat in it. But actually, you could even just do finger picking. So these guitars are very good to do finger picking with, because they're a classical guitar at the end of the day. Okay, so that's what a guitar is. That's how you could tune it up. Okay, hope that's helped. Good luck.